Hello everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today I wanted to go over how to pick out the winners and losers with this tough crypto market, I guess you could say. So today is the 28th of December and it's 3:07 Eastern Standard Time. So there's four ways to look at this. Just so you know, it's going to be a pretty long video, so hopefully at least you're aware of it. So you can look at just general longs. Sometimes we get the odd one where we can filter on shorts as well. And the other two big ones that work most consistently are longs based on trend line, and lastly, longs based upon volume. So I'm going to start with the easy one. So let's look at the shorts. So this one, now again, just to stress, this is not using Coinbase, this is not using Kraken, this is using Binance. Why I'm making the switch over is because the last month or so, using the Coinbase data, it felt like I was consistently getting the same coins, and a lot of times those coins would not give me the correct direction. So I've been testing again with Binance data. Again, I don't recommend trading on Coinbase. Binance, be very careful of, but I prefer Kraken to trade on. Okay, so anyways, so in this case, we just use Binance for the data. So longs here, there's blank, and so let's look at the short first. So how do we know when to pick our winners? So in the background, we've got my MotoWave right here, and it's Binance right there. So I can confirm this theory here if this works or not. So if you've visited my private chat server, in there you'll get a summary of potential entry, quality of the entry. This data I'm using comes from that. That's just summarized. But here, this goes into very deep details on why there's potential shorts by looking at the charts. The charts are always the best in a variety of ways. I don't think you need to go heavy on the machine learning to give you the same result. So here with the EGLD, this is just a daily view. You can see that big drop. That's probably what signals it. So it's fairly reliable, but there's a couple of ways to determine what works and what doesn't work. So first one we can look at are certain coins based upon longing for based upon trend, and that's slope as well. So in here we're going to go through these. So let me just show you the first one. Now this has been updated from my days on my Mac, and it's switching over from Mac to Linux can be not 100% when it comes to Python, but generally it's fairly compatible. So here we are looking at Ethereum. So what we get here is our current time that this was generated on. You can see it's maybe 7 minutes old, so obviously it's pretty recent. So what we look for, a couple of things are, is our current price on this coin in the Fibonacci golden zone, which matters. We also can measure the standard deviation based upon the overall, the standard deviation of the overall coin. In here, here's the overall coins that we're going to look at, and in here we also, just so you know, I have a spreadsheet as well that summarizes this so that you can compare this number, the standard deviation, against other coins. So I'm going to show that in a separate video. Here then obviously we have the volume, that matters as well, and this can matter as well if our price is within the golden range, which I'll show you in a minute. So here we have our signals. So you can see here just basically the moving average crosses. These are very, very reliable. You can see here we just got generated one for Ethereum. So let's check out Ethereum here, right here. And again, just so you know, The difference between Kraken and Binance is everything's in USDT Tether. For data, this is fine because this is supposed to be synchronized with the US dollar. But again, we're just using this for purely for data reasons. But then logically transpose those decisions in Ethereum or in Kraken for trading purposes, obviously. Okay, so here's Ethereum. So we see this big drop here. So this was not too good, right? So here's our trend. Now, this is also a secondary, I guess you call it a backup. Generally, you want to only trade coins that show trend or a positive slope. So in our case, I would stay away from any coin that's showing a negative slope. And again, I have spreadsheets that will show you that to compare. And you can also base it upon momentum as well. And you, as I said, you only want to focus on those coins that offer that positive slope. And the other thing to look for is the how steep is the slope. This goes back a few months, so I know there's no numbers here, but whatever. We're just looking at the pattern. The pattern is the important one, and the price line or the price action over the last few months. So you can see this is probably back in July, took off, boom, 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 and here we go with the Fibonacci as well. So when I said about the golden zone here, if the price is in the golden zone, some may say this is overvalued, and that's probably pretty true for a variety of reasons, because the momentum is starting to run out because while it's way above the golden zone between this cyan line or purple line and the green line, for breakout you want to try to get your price entry in this golden zone, this range again between the cyan or purple and the green. Get the price, and if the momentum's there, it should break out. Usually what will happen is through the natural evolution of Fibonacci, it should just not go really much higher than the blue line. That's the upper range, right? So here it's clearly gone way over that. So here we can look at things like Head and Shoulder, some other classic technical analysis. I don't really pay a lot of attention to anymore. Same with the Fibonacci combined with the trend. But this is what matters here. As you can see here, and then now again, you can see the timelines I give. This is 180 day. So you can see here that the price looks to get more and more compressed. And the other one, this is the RSI. And this one's the momentum. So knowing those two right here, you can see here we got momentum dropping off, RSI dropping off, and usually you'll see, and this has been very, very reliable, when your price goes above the upper range of the RSI 70, it will cool off, bounce back, and you can see it twice here. But yet the RSI has not really hit, and then we go into this flatline mode for the last probably month or so. So that's what matters as well. So you can see here the 90-day, you can see that big down move. Same here where it drops the momentum. And again, that's a 90-day move, 30-day move as well. Right there, and momentum drops off, okay? So just so you know. Now, there's going to be, obviously being on Binance, going to be a lot of coins that you cannot trade if you want to stick with the strategy I'm using with Kraken. But you will be able to get the coins that are tradable on Kraken based upon where you live. So these are very useful. In my case, I'm not allowed to trade on Binance, but funny thing is that I don't know, I've heard rumors I might be able to still trade on Binance going into 2022. I wouldn't recommend that because legally I'm not allowed to do that because my government regulator says so. And if I did trade and I was able to, I think if I built up a really good portfolio, yet again, I'll lose it. So it's not worth the risk. BNB, the coin, you can see here, same thing, volume, the signaling, got a buy signal here. really good trend above that Fibonacci range. Now, there's a couple of things I want you to really pay attention to. Is I've added in now, if you've been seeing this, these candle patterns. There's two things that really drive the reliability of trust when it comes to these coin moves. The first one is moving average crosses, and the other one is candlesticks. Candlesticks can be very good combined with other ones, and between those two strategies, they can be very worthwhile. I analyzed probably, and I've got a blog post on it on quantlabs.net on the reliability of candlesticks. I've done an analysis on it. There's a very good website for that. Anyways, but I do that, so it analyzes 12 candlestick patterns. So here we have this pattern here, but I don't really pay a lot of attention to this. And again, the head and shoulders, whatever. But what I like is this one right here. Candle pattern detected, 3-star in south. That's one of the patterns out of the 12. And it was seen at December 25th, 19 o'clock. Because we're sitting here on the 28th, we want to see patterns like this for either the 27th or the 28th, today or yesterday. Because what happened in the last little bit doesn't really matter. But let's look at BNB in Tether. Alright, so here you can clearly see what's going on. We have this big bar. If you want to break it down to a 15-minute, again, we've seen a lot of downward pressure, as you can see here, on the 15-minute basis. We're waiting for that reversal. Doesn't look like it's coming. But let's go back to our report here. And one of the reasons why I don't really do this and on my chat servers to summarize the potential of entries is summarizing it, because people can't be bothered to go through this, and I get it, but I'm going to show you a quick way to go through that. So again, here we go through the 180 day on the moving average, 90 day, 30 day, blah, 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 right? So we have Solano, and I'm going to speed it up now. So we have our trend. So again, what really matters is the trend. You only want to focus on those coins that offer trend. My current setup, it doesn't really look at the positive trend for the last few months, and it should, because it will save you a very high probability of having losses, because a lot of those coins are either new, don't have the history, or have been abandoned, and then they have a high probability of losing when you take on positions. So here we are going through the same old, okay? So as I said, I'm going to speed this up. Now remember, we are basing this report on trend. So here's the trick. If you go into the report, you look for this right here. Because we're either on the 28th or 27th of December, so we're looking for these patterns. So here, this is what we're looking for. Candle pattern detected, AVAX candle, bearish. And then here we have the 24th and 25th. So this one, AVAX, if I pull it up, is bearish, okay? So here, we can look at it and just take a look at it, but yet here it's bouncing back pretty good on a 15-minute basis. So a lot of these may not be reliable, and some of them can be, but usually they are. This is more from a daily point of view, but because this is a bearish signal, we have here a bullish signal and another bullish signal. This is where there's that crazy volatility here, which you see in the price, right? So these are hard. These are very hard trading conditions to trade in. You see here, if you look at the daily view, you wouldn't even see that bounce back on that price. Now, if I look at the 15-minute, you know, we're going from 105 to 109. A lot of volume there picking up on that, which is fine. But depending upon your view of the market, that kind of bounce back may be significant, it may not be significant, because we could go into this trade and trade it, and then suddenly we have a collapse in the price, and that's all because of the negative market or the downward pressure of the market, which makes it kind of hard to trade in. But being able to trade this really sharpens your skill using all the same techniques here that you see, and being able to measure which to go into and which not to go into, using the same type of technical analysis. So here you can see that momentum here dropping off as well. Okay, so we have ICP USD. Well, let me continue what I just did. So we had our first bearish, and that was for let me just see here. Okay, so here's AVAX 27th showing a bearish signal. Okay, fine. So if I start looking at this one, we have another bearish for Mana. Let's go over to Mana and see how that Mana is doing. Okay, so Mana, same thing, kind of bouncing back. One way you can know how the volume is, just look at the pace of the price change. If you were to trade on Binance or had access to it, you can clearly see that the difference between here, it just seems to be moving more and faster. This one, not so much. So again, those are just little hints at the microstructure level that you can look at. Continuing along here, we have our trend, blah, 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 blah. Let's continue just looking for our 27th. I think that's it, okay? Now, let me see if we have anything for the today. Because usually this gets generated at 7 p.m. as you can see. No. Alright, so that's closed out, and that's for based on trend. Now, the next one is built on volume, okay? There's going to be more of these, the bigger coins as well. So again, everything stays the same, data and all, so I'm not going to go into that. But what we can look for is our first one is, let's see if there's anything for the 28th. Nothing. Okay, so now if I waited to run this report after 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., you'll get more accurate for that day, because that's the best time to do it, based upon how this report works. So here we have a lot of bearish, so we have GRT bearish. We also have here another bearish, so when you see two bearish candles, chances are it's fairly reliable. Well, let's just take a look at it. So let's look at GRT. So this is from last night, okay? And we're just, again, looking at daily view. So these can help in your trading setups. See right here? This one's not bouncing back, and you can see how slow that price action is. So this was kind of accurate based upon what I'm seeing. December 28th, and we did have a price decline. So that was accurate from a daily view. And again, if you run this at 7 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern, you get much better responses for the next 24 hours from that point, and maybe using the charts that look good based upon long only. So let's continue moving along here. 27. Okay, so we have Mana. Well, we already talked about that. So 27th, another bearish signal for CHZ. So there's not a lot of long opportunities here. based upon that, I have to say that AVAX is definitely breaking out. Alright, so the CHZ right here, it could be it could be, okay? I don't think it is, but this one's definitely leading out. It's already gone from 105 to 109. That's a 5% move since I started this video. Anyways, so that, hard to say, but again, the price is barely moving. Again, as you can see. So here we have another bearish signal. Here we have another bearish signal. This is for a coin I don't really know called Rose. See that? And the nice thing about it is with Binance is that you get to see what coins are performing long term. Here, not a lot of attention put on it. It is bouncing back. But a lot of these coins that do move, like AVAX, Luna as an example, that were probably listed early on Binance, they perform well and they get picked up by other exchanges, namely Kraken. Sometimes they're a little late in the game where you miss out on a lot of the performance. But again, we have no control over that. Alright, so continuing along here, we're in a really extreme down market. We have another bearish signal on CLR. I know this coin. So CELR. Okay. So again, we just see this constant downward move. The other thing is, what I could point out here is when you look at, we got a bearish signal on the 25th, a bullish signal on the 25th. What coin was that? Oh, CELR. So if I show you that coin again on the daily view, actually it doesn't matter. CLR. Okay, so you can see it's dropped down. So on the 25th, it forecasted it to drop back. Let me go to an hour view. So we got 25th right here. So we did get that bearish signal, and then we picked up another bearish signal. So here's where it gets confusing. As you can see here, you got both the bearish and bullish signals, right? So the thing is, you could kind of ignore it, but, well, I wouldn't say that, but when you get a bearish signal, you pay attention to that, because I would always choose the bearish over the bullish. As I shown earlier, you can get multiple bullish signals, so that's another indicator that, yeah, maybe that coin is going to go bullish. But here again, we had a bullish and a bearish on the 25th, and now we have a bearish on the 27th, and here we are, right? So that's kind of come true. Now, continuing along here, we have here a bearish signal on that GRT. I think we are done. Because a lot of these coins are kind of not really. I gotta run this after the on today after 7 p.m. to get a better indicator. So anyways, let's go through these coins just to give you an idea what coins not to trade based upon trend. Here's one right now. Beautiful. GRT has a history. Even though it looks like it's moving, this is what you don't want. You don't want to trade a coin that's got this long-term negative slope. Okay, that's what I want to highlight here. Even though the coin may move, it just doesn't have enough strong momentum to get you a profitable trade. Just looking at charts and the data. So here's another one, Mana. This one, and as I said earlier, if you get like a really bullish day of like 20 coins moving, what you want to look for to know which coins to trade is to work with the ones and put money into the coins that have the better, stronger, or should I say, steeper slope. Because those coins that have the steeper slope has a higher probability to get you better profit than these kind of coins that don't have the strong trend. I think really the strong trend just came out of for this coin Meta. This is a Mana. This is a metaverse coin, and as a result, it blew up when Facebook or Meta announced they're going to go and do this metaverse thing. So that greatly impacted Mana. But when you look at Mana on a daily basis, that steepness is not there since the announcement. So it was not sustainable. So what I'm saying is chances are that coin may actually drop off over the next few months because it doesn't have enough momentum, volume in the coin. You can see here's that big explosive move. It continued to move up and started to drift down as there's just nobody's paying attention to it. This is the typical penny stock move. It just explodes and then it drifts as less and less people pay attention to it, put less and less money into it, and that's where the price suffers. So be aware of that as well. Now, continuing along here, you can see here we have a signal here, just as an example. This is still Mana, but the trend's not that strong, and you can clearly see it in this price. It is only has any form of trend is because of this big explosive move over that couple of set of weeks, which is fine if you catch it. All right, so let's continue along here. Just looking at other coins here, and look at all those bearish, bullish that we've gone over for this coin. Anyways, CHR. Again, that trend's just not that strong. I mean, you could still trade it, but I wouldn't put a lot of capital in on those trades. So minimize your position sizing for those coins. Same here. Now, a lot of these coins will prove their ability. This coin is similar to Mana Sand because it's a metaverse coin, and it's like that seems to be dying off. Here, this is a little better, this price. But if you look at Sand, it's not as strong as the other coins. I'm going to show you some of the better coins right now. So the daily view here, similar pattern, but it does have some more strong, better trending very recently. But again, you can see it drift back down. That's just because of the overall market. But Sand is a better coin. Unfortunately for me, on Kraken being in Canada, I can't trade Sand. I don't make the rules, okay? So that's, let me go back to Sand. So what we're looking at are those coins with the strong trend. Here we are. Okay, so we've talked about that trend there, not that strong. But you can still work with the patterns, the candlestick patterns. So here's another coin I know about fairly well. This is where I was frustrated with Coinbase. Stellar XLM came up a lot. But look at its moves, and if I was to show you the P&L on these trades, it'd always be a fairly losing coin. But you can see how weak that trend is, not very strong. This is the kind of coin, if you were to rely on Coinbase like I did, that will throw you off as well. But let me go back here. So we're going to go back to XLM, and let me show you the daily chart here. It's definitely not a top coin. Does have its swings, no doubt. Looks very good, but when it gets hit, it falls hard. That's all I can tell you. That's why I think the trend is just not that strong. I mean, you can still trade it, but again, you want to work with the coins that give you a really, really strong trend. And that's over the last few months. So continuing along here, Let's see here. What do we got? CHZ I can trade as well. Not a very strong trend. A little better than Stellar. But again, not an exciting coin. TLM, negative trend. Again, that's just stay away from those kind of coins, no matter what. If especially in a bullish market condition. We've talked about Rose. That's a fairly new coin. Looks like it's doing okay. It's the trend's not that strong. Anyways, Cardano. Here's another big disappointment. Actually, let me take that back. I will say Cardano. From my experience with Cardano, I would like to trade it, but this is for hodling. It looks pretty good. Actually, if this trend, it's hard to say because it's below trend, but this might be, if that trend was to continue, this would be a good coin to hodl with, definitely. And one thing also, if you're on my chat server, with Cardano, there's a lot of news about it, about the new ecosystem. They're talking about how this is going to be the next Tether or next Ethereum. I don't know. Early stages, I don't know. But what a lot of people will do is they'll put money based upon that kind of news into the coin and it just doesn't perform. And you're tying up money that could be used elsewhere for other coins that trend better. Okay? So let's see here. One decent looking trend there. And it recovers and it really bounces back kind of nice. Not bad. Again, we're only looking at coins based upon volume. So these are the coins that get attention. Here's one, XRP. Trend is okay. It's better than a few of the other ones that I've already talked about. Here we have a bullish signal on the 25th. Let's look at how bad it is for XRP, otherwise known as Ripple. Keep that open for posterity. You can see here, you can see the price is now dropped off, and you'll start to see the red bars kick in. Let's see if we can see them already on the 5 minute. Yeah, you can see it's starting to flatten out a bit, so it may start to come back down. On a microstructure level, that's what you gotta watch. And when I say watch, you gotta hawk it, eyeball it. Okay, so we were going to do XRP, right? Alright, so XRP, always in USDT, always. Downward move, daily, yeah, not exciting. Okay, continuing along here. People, well, this is a fairly new coin, it looks like, so it's negative. Stay away. Sun, doesn't look good there. I don't know why, but whatever. Moving on. ZIL. This coin used to perform really nice, but again, excuse me, you see the weaker trend there, but it's still positive. Okay. JST. Weak trend, below trend as well. That's the price. So this could move, but this looks like a coin that's been, in my mind, abandoned. When I say abandoned, it's just people are looking at other coins that have better performance, which I'm doing right now. CLR. Weaker trend. But just looking at a lot of these coins, FOR, this looks like a new coin, negative trend, that's going to establish its history first. Here's a coin with a nice big bar move there. Usually those are hard to miss. Okay, this one we know, Gala, this one's done fairly well, fairly strong trend there, below, and if that momentum continues, that's a good coin to be part of. I've seen this a lot in my top coins to watch. This coin is probably going to be, I think it's a gaming coin. This coin could explode one day. Look at that. Boom. 10 cents to 80 cents. Big moves back in early November. This is why I'm like, oh man, maybe I should be on Binance. Because you miss out on a lot of these kind of moves. I mean, it's crazy. And I've seen them, and I'm like, seeing that, it's like, maybe I should go back to Binance. I think it's risky, though. BUSD. Okay, now we're starting to see good old stable coins. When you see that, well, that means that the market's not that strong. But you can clearly see there's some coins that are outperforming the overall market. Here's a coin that, that's a decent looking, I've seen in the news, decent looking coin. Not steep, but it's not too bad. Let's see here. We got Doge. Well, that very weak trend there. As I said, this is a classic coin that's just been forgotten about. Let's see here. Alrighty. Tron's another one of those coins. This is a little better than Doge. That trend there, it's still doable. Let's see here. BTT. Again, same idea. These are not top coins. They're doing okay. Win. Very weak trend. You just got this one big explosive move and it hasn't performed since. Lots of coins move like that. This one is Shiba. Again, okay trend. This is what I was talking about when it came to Kraken, Binance versus Kraken. So you have a coin like Sheep, that's been around for a while. That was a hyped up coin, pretty good. But when you look at the daily, here's Sheep, you got this very big move. 1,000 all the way up to 8,000, and it's dropped with a really strong downward trend down. Really hasn't recovered and shows no signs to recover. So here, it's not listed on, this coin's not listed on Kraken yet, but somewhere around here, probably this move right here is when it gets added to Kraken. So being on Kraken, you miss out these kind of moves. And Gala is another example of that, more recent last 6 weeks. And there's going to be lots of coins like that on Binance. Call them pumps, call them whatever, but you can easily benefit from those. And get your portfolio or your account just to move. Okay, so we're done with the coins that trend based upon volume. Now you're going to see the coins that trend based upon volume. So I'm just going to load this back up, and we'll look at that. All right, so we've looked at this one based upon volume. Now we're going to look at the ones based upon trend. Right here. So these are based upon Trendline Slope. All right, so let's check those out. So here we're going to start looking at the better performing coins. Ethereum, fairly strong slope, not bad. Okay, good. Then we get into BNB. Again, I can't trade this. Really strong trend. So these are the coins you kind of want to more focus on. Solano, really strong trend there. We have, what else we got? And then the slope for each next set of coins, that slope will not be as steep. Here's another one. AVAX, we know about that. We're seeing that live right now. Right here. So, you see that red bar? That was a lot wider. Now it's starting to narrow. Go back to the 15-minute. See what's going on with it. Yeah, it's starting to explode again. As I said, we were expecting that red, and it's starting to kick in now. Anyway, it's continuing along here. So this is a really strong coin. ICP. Oh, yeah, is this right? Yeah, I don't know why this is up. This coin's listed in here. That shouldn't be. That's a negative trend. Anyways, let's see what else we got here. So we've got Ant. And the trend's not that strong, but this coin has been moving like crazy. And yes, you can trade on Kraken with that one. Here we have what else we got? We've got which one's that? Is that Ant still? Yeah, so you can see Ant is just really starting to move. Look at that. Really good strong coin lately. Again, I don't know why. Mana, we've already seen not that strong. Now you might be going, why aren't you seeing coins like Luna, Bitcoin? Well, because of the snapshot, this report is generated for those coins that perform at that time. It doesn't look at everything. That's why I have the spreadsheet. So I'm going to put that in a separate video. But this is just examples. So you have here sand, not that strong. Let's see here. That's it. All right, so we're done. Now, like I said, if you like what you're seeing, what I would strongly do is get onto the onto the newsletter. Okay, quantlabs.net/contact. But we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, and a lot of good things coming out of this news. We shall talk to you later. Have a good day.